Y'all serious? Yeah. So y'all want to bite people? Oh, and y'all want to suck people's blood, huh? So it's not just New Orleans; it's in Ohio as well. Don't worry, marking them off the list. Places I will not be vacationing. All right.
So apparently, my town has a bunch of vampires running around in it, and I didn't know it. So Netflix, I guess, is here doing some documentary about all these vampires we have running around Dayton, Ohio. Who knew? This reminds me of that show True Blood. Do you remember that show? Like, I wonder how many times I've been in a restaurant downtown or something and, like, have a vampire next to me and not know it. Or been in a gas station, like, buying or getting gas, and there's, like, vampire beside me, like, what's up? And I didn't even know. And this is the wild part. I guess this documentary is going to be called Vampires of Gem City, which I didn't know that Dayton was called that either. Oops. But it says Dayton has been home to the largest coven of vampires outside of New Orleans. First off, I didn't know vampires had covens. I just thought that was witches, but interesting fact. And I've never seen a vampire in New Orleans. I have been to New Orleans. That's a pretty colorful place. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But in Dayton, in my backyard, I don't know when this stuff's supposed to air, but I'm, like, interested to see it. Like, I'm going to be so scared to go downtown now. So apparently
So, all right, help me out now. Help me out. How do I figure out if I'm being watched by a vampire? Maybe I should have paid attention when everybody was getting into the Twilight series, but I didn't care. I didn't care for that. I didn't want to be around that. I was forced to watch it with Queen a few times, but she look over sometimes and I'd be knocked out. I'm knocked out, bro. Like, it never drew me in. Like, so what do we do? Like, is there like a survival kit? What do we need?
A documentary about a man who was allegedly sacrificed by vampires 30 years ago in Dayton, Ohio will not be aired by Netflix. 26-year-old George Philip Gall went missing on October 13th, 1994, shortly after getting off of a bus near a goth-themed nightclub called Asylum. The bus driver told investigators that Gall walked towards the nightclub and was never seen again. Rumors of vampire foul play started in 2008 when a retired Dayton police officer told the Dayton Daily News that one of the nightclub's bartenders claimed that Gall was beheaded for an occult ritual. I wish that Netflix would release this because this sounds amazing.
So they didn't release it. So now we got to figure out what was the reasoning. What happened? What information they have that they can't be allowed to release it, or is somebody stopping this? Because I need to know now. It ain't like y'all could just open this Pandora's box and then close it. No, I need to know what's going on now.
So apparently there's a bunch of vampires in Dayton, Ohio. Like, supposedly the biggest coven outside of New Orleans is in Dayton, Ohio. And Netflix was going to release a documentary about them, but at the last minute they just decided, nah, they're not going to do that. Let me explain. In October of 1994, a 26-year-old man named George Philip Gall, who went by the name Phil, well, he went missing. Apparently, Phil had gotten into an argument with his wife and left the house. He then got on a bus and got off right next to a goth bar called Asylum. And then poof, he disappears forever. In fact, in 2002, the state of Ohio...
Got it. Stay away from goth bars. I didn't even know what a goth bar was, but now I've heard people refer to as gothic, so I'm assuming that's who all frequent those type of bars. I ain't never been in one, but you ain't got to worry about me ever going in one now.
Had declared him unalived, and that was that. In 2008, a police officer came forward with some shocking revelations. Now, according to this police officer, he was working undercover at the same time that Phil disappeared, and basically, he says that there is a whole coven of vampires, and that Asylum was their meeting spot. And he said that the bartender at Asylum said that Phil had actually been part of an occult ritual where they Marie Antoinetted him and stuffed his body in the gutters. And like I said, Netflix was supposed to release a documentary about this, but last minute decided not to. What do you guys think? Do you think there are vampires? And do you think they're in Dayton, Ohio?
See, whenever you got to ask yourself that question, you think they're in Dayton, Ohio? Yeah, the place you least expect is probably where they'll be at. And you know what? It could have been his family that possibly stopped this from coming out. stop this from airing. The family. So respects to the family. That might be the reason, but if they drop it, I'm taking a day off, bro. I don't even know why I'm taking a day off, but I am, just so I can watch it with no socks on, straight up.
According to NASA spaceflight, the solar storm of 1859 is now known as the Carrington event in his honor. Wow. So if that happened today, Google what would happen if the Carrington event happened today. Let's find out what
Your
happens
fucking
there.
cell phone just blows up.
Yeah. Oh, probably. It probably cooks everything.
Yeah.
But that's what's really scary is that all of our cars are controlled by computers. Unless you have an old car that has a carburetor, you're fucked. Unless you have an old ass, 1988 Toyota truck, you're in a bad spot.
That's the scary part about things, man. It seems like we overcommitted, bro. Y'all keep some of them old cars that I know some of y'all still got in the backyard that's rusted up pretty good. That's all right. It's a little rust. We'll figure that out. But we may need it, man. Don't sell it. Don't let the wife make you sell that thing. Hold on to it, bro. Hold on to it. Could be a lifesaver.
Guys, been sitting in my car for like an hour probably. Have you looked up the Carrington event? I've always secretly been a prepper. Like, I don't tell people that, but I am. Like, in my head, I'm a prepper. And I'm a conspiracy theorist. And I usually believe everything my sister tells me because she is a conspiracy theorist. But I'm getting a little concerned. I'm not scared because I know we're going to be fine. Concerned, yes, I am concerned. And if you are not prepared for a huge power grid depletion, should I say, you might want to just stock up on the essentials, just little things like food and water and gas. And if you're like us who have lived around South Georgia, we just basically are just now getting over Hurricane Helene. And here we go again, I feel like. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. But I've been sitting in my car watching stuff for like the last hour, and I'm a little bit concerned. So, if you're a prepper, if you're a prepper, you probably already know about all this, and you've probably got your ducks in a row. If you're not a prepper, and you think I'm crazy, that's fine too. You can think that. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But if you haven't started getting your essentials, extra essentials, I would just suggest that you visit your local supermarket and pick up a few items just to be on the safe side. I really do hope I'm wrong. But after everything that I've been watching, this rabbit hole that I've gone down the last hour, I'm afraid something might be getting ready to take place. And crazy, but the little TikTok purple ticket money. Well, I have all this stuff in my cart, like all these cute tops and all these cute little things that I was going to purchase. Well, guess what? I just went and added a whole bunch of stuff to my TikTok shop cart. Things that we might need in the next few days, weeks. And I hope I'm wrong. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. But I'm like, I'm not going to need that sweatshirt. I'm not going to need those shoes. I'm not going to need those cute leggings. But I might need that handheld hand crank radio. And I might need that water straw, which I already have some of those. And I might need, you know, just a few little things that I've seen advertised on here on TikTok shop. Anyway, y'all, just check it out. Just check it out. But I did delete some of my cute shirts and got some other stuff that I think I might need.
Listen, bro, I used to be that husband. I don't want to hear that, man. I just got off work, long day at work, bro. You hit me with all of this. That was me. 100%. That was me, bro. Did not want to hear it. Now, though, I need it, bro. I need it. I need all the items that I need to know. I need a list of all the items I need to stock up on. Like, and I said this in a video the other day. Maybe some of y'all didn't hear it because I didn't see nobody offer up, or maybe y'all just ain't trying to share, which is real corny to me. Like, that ain't cool. We supposed to be fam. Don't try to lock the door and act like you don't hear me knocking. No, bro, we need a meetup location with a spot where we could all survive at, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all act like we're going to get there, eat up all the food, then we're going to have to eat each other. No, we're not going to need to do. No, bro. Like, no. But we do need to figure something out, bro. We need to figure something out, man.
The attack, it left 14 innocent people dead, 11 whom have been identified. And tonight we're hearing from some of their family members.
It comes as a memorial grows on Bourbon Street. Our Matt Doherty is live in New Orleans. And Matt, in the last hour, some of the victims' families actually showed up there where you are.
Yeah, that's right. The family members of Hubert Gautreaux, who's 21 years old, he was 21 years old when he was killed here on Bourbon Street, showed up here. They walked about 5 blocks down that direction, stopped at the spot where he was killed, and they walked back and they started to pray at that memorial that you see right there behind. Tonight we're hearing from the family members of Tiger Betch. He's the 29-year-old former football player who died a short time after the attack.
That was my best friend, my role model.
Jack Besh's older brother Martin, also known as Tiger, died in a New Orleans hospital after the New Year's Day attack.
Yesterday was the hardest day of my life, and now each day on will be the hardest day of my life.
The 29-year-old former Princeton University football player was originally from Lafayette. Jack says his older brother was back in town from New York with his best friend to celebrate on Bourbon Street.
All the smiles and the fun and the good people of Louisiana, and nobody thought it would ever end the way it did.
Tiger Besh is one of the 14 now dead after 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar used his pickup truck to kill and injure visitors on Bourbon Street Wednesday morning. Jack says his brother was on life support when he told him goodbye over FaceTime.
His eyes were closed and he was on a machine, but I know he could hear us. God kept his heartbeat beating for a reason, and I believe it was so that me and my family could tell him goodbye.
A formal vigil is planned to take place here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Monday. President Biden is expected to come to visit and pay his respects. Back to you.
Saying goodbye to the ones you love. We can't even begin to imagine what they're all going through. Matt, thank you for taking such care in telling their story.
Okay, so I'm sure by now everybody and their mama has been hearing about the creepy fog that's been everywhere. My husband believes that his research has found an explanation, a logical, scientific explanation for the fog. And I'm not even about to lie because I was not trying to hear it, okay? I want the creepy fog to be creepy. Did I say creepy frog? Creepy fog. I want it to just be creepy fog. That's all I want. I don't want you to explain it away, okay? Anyways, so listen, I wasn't even trying to hear it when he was telling me, so I'm gonna give like a super ADD explanation from memory when I was like really not trying to listen.
I recognize that. I definitely be giving those ADHD and ADD summary synopsis all the time in my house. She'd be like, "You listening?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I heard you. What did I say?" And I pick out words in the sentence that I thought she said, like, then, as, and, it, the, yeah. That'd be so. I understand this.
Okay, I really probably should have asked him to like re-explain it to me before I decided to make this video, but I literally just thought about it, so you're just gonna get what you're gonna get, okay? So it has something to do with the volcanoes that were happening. So like that became active a couple weeks ago, and there are 5 different types of fog, okay? And one of the 5 types of fog happens. Part of it has to do with with the volcanoes, and then also the ground has been way warmer than normal, and this certain type of fog only dissipates. Remember, everyone was saying the fog, it's weird because it's lasted for like a few days, right? Well, this type of fog only dissipates when the sun comes out for like an extended period of time, I guess. So could someone please out-explain my husband? Like, I don't want that to be the answer. I want it to be mysterious, okay? So somebody please tell me why and if he is wrong. But, like, he's really smart, so I believe him. You know, I believe anything my husband says. He can tell me, I don't even know. Literally the most ridiculous thing ever, and I would believe him. But if anybody has a better explanation or information, please let me know. I would love to tell them.
Well, his theory is still creepy and scary in itself, because if it's something to do with the volcanoes, which some did erupt like right before all of this went down, right? So normally with the volcanoes, what we worried about is ash getting up in the atmosphere, bro, and blocking the sun. And if it does, the temperature of the earth starts to drop, which could then send us into an ice age. So you're talking about a whole completely different set of problems we could be facing. But that's another alternative of things that could be possibly happening at this time. And they're not trying to tell us. Yeah, the fog, if it's got any ash in it or anything that can get up there and block the sun, oh, bro, it ain't too much we're gonna be able to do, bro. When that temperature start dropping and sending us into an ice age, you can stock up on all the items you need, fam. It's gonna be hard to survive that one. Ice age? Yeah, it's be hard to survive that one.
Alexa, what is smart dust?
Smart dust is a technology concept for creating tiny, wireless sensors that can be used for a variety of applications, including biomedical monitoring, environmental monitoring, and industrial monitoring. These sensors are designed to be small, low cost, and energy efficient. And
a lot of people are starting to notice that we've had really strange weather phenomena in the last couple weeks. It all started when people began recording and reporting red lightning all over the sky. According to scientists, this red lightning, also known as red sprites, has always been around, but people are still finding it strange, seeing as how it came out of almost nowhere. On New Year's Eve, lightning struck the U.S. Capitol, the Washington Monument, and the Empire State Building. And although lightning does typically strike high points, some people believe that all 3 of these buildings being struck on the same day is more than a coincidence. To top it all off, people all over the UK, Canada, and the US are reporting a very dense and mysterious fog. What's really strange is that the people recording it claim that the fog is giving off a very metallic smell, as well as giving them headaches, a cough, and sickness in general after encountering it. This has led to multiple theories. While some believe that the fog was purposely implemented to cover up something in the sky, others believe that nanoparticles or smart dust has been sprayed. But leave a like and let me know what you think about all this. Have you encountered this fog, and do you think it's suspicious?
Is it possible that CERN's the major hub of a demon delivery system? I know this seems kind of crazy, and so is the story I'm about to tell you about my life, but I think it's really important to tell it. I know a lot of people are giving their conjecture and their opinions on what CERN is, and people are saying it's definitely a portal, it's definitely bringing demons in, it's meant to change our timelines, or no, it's meant to collapse. I get it, right? I'm just giving you my direct experience in life and what I've come to feel is true. A couple of years ago, I was having an argument with someone who was just being like really unreasonable, and there was this weird dark energy in the room with us. As we're arguing, all of a sudden, I feel God tell me, ask it what its name is. I knew that what they were saying was ask the thing inside of this person what the thing's name is. So I ask, and it says, oh, and they just say their name. It's the person that answers, right? And then God says, tell them, no, you're not talking to them. So I say that, and immediately something shifts in them, and you realize that there's another spirit, another consciousness in this person. So they start kind of freaking out and pacing, and like I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to coax this out. So I kind of like coax it out, and this scream that comes out of them, I can't even explain it to you. It's like what you see in the movies in exorcisms. At that moment, something flew out of the person and hit me directly in the forehead. Like hard, like it was physical, but I didn't see anything. All of a sudden, it was like my third eye was actually open, and I saw these bluish gray static spheres of energy, and like the energy inside was very static, and like you could see it was unnatural. Immediately, I was given all of this information. Those things are the demons. They make themselves appear as whatever is going to scare you. They break up the Schumann resonance, the natural electromagnetic resonance, which lifts up your consciousness. They have been controlling your consciousness and breaking down the consciousness of human beings. They float around, they attach to you, and then they mess with your head. They also break up that energy flow between you and the earth. Then God went on to say, it's in the 5G, it's in the Wi-Fi, it's in your regular internet, it's in your cell phones, and they carry these demons throughout this entire grid. So when I see something like this, it resonates. It would make sense if CERN was a central hub to generate this electricity. Basically, what God was telling me was the entire internet infrastructure and this other electrical infrastructure they're adding on is a demon delivery system. The internet is just the lipstick on the pig to make us enjoy it and reach out for it, not understanding what it actually is. And that's how they possess us. He also said that like news stations, like negative news stories and like propaganda, like out of all the TV stations, is actually another way that they mess with your head, traumatize it so that they can get in, the demons. I understand how crazy all that sounds, so take it with a grain of salt. That's my experience.
So you're saying there's multiple, how many people inside me? Like, I don't even got space enough in me for me, bro. You trying to tell me it's more? See, y'all gonna go make me watch that movie Split. Remember the movie Split? And some of y'all listening to this know y'all got several people living inside of y'all. Like, you should literally have at least a different toothbrush for each one of them that's living inside of you, that's coming to the light. Like, yeah. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Crazy what we're thinking and talking about and discussing and hearing and witnessing at this stage of our life. Did y'all ever think we would get here? Some of us predicted, aliens. And I think if it was just that, maybe we could handle it a little better. But everything happening at once right now, it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot when you think about it.
This is by far the craziest update to the drone story. It is way scarier than you think it is. John Ryan just dropped a podcast talking to a Green Beret. Yeah, the guy that blew up the Tesla. Apparently they had emails and documents that detail what might be going on with these drones. The theory that they're putting out there is that China and the United States are working together to simulate attack on the United States East Coast. We don't know what to think of this theory. It's really out there. I want to believe that our government wouldn't do that, but at the same time, when you have no information, it is easy to fill in the gaps with the worst possible case. What do you think of this? This is by far the
We're all there with you. We're all there with you. With each theory that comes in, we all have to process it and decide what to do with it. That's where we are right now. And like you said, with no information, we're forced to think the worst. And unfortunately, we have all of this information that makes us think the worst. So we right there with you, bro. Join the family. That's all I can say is join the family.
Well, a Fox News alert, the New Orleans attack exposing America's vulnerabilities as terror incidents increased over the last year. These 6 occurring just over the course of 8 months. And critics say it could come back to mismanaged priorities at the DOJ and FBI. Here to discuss is former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker. Nicole, it's so great to have you. You're the perfect guest for this. So let's talk about what the FBI has been focused on. I know, for example, I interviewed an FBI whistleblower who was taken off of child sex crimes and put on J6. We know that the FBI, for example, went after, Pete Hegseth, or I'm sorry, the military went after Pete Hegseth for tattoos. And the FBI was also focused on white supremacy. And we see we have this Islamic radicalization problem. So what say you?
Well, Rachel, first of all, I'd like to remind your viewers that I was an FBI special agent for over a dozen years, and I really loved being an agent. I was a rank and file agent working in the field, but you know what? It got so bad, especially under this current administration, that I just walked away. I mean, the political and social weaponization that had overtaken the FBI, I no longer recognized the agency that I had signed on for. And I think that we're seeing this on the national level. And it is so awful and catastrophic. My heart goes out to those that have lost their loved ones in this absolute disgusting, heinous terrorist attack. But what this terrorist attack did was it exposed the FBI's cracks and vulnerabilities on a national level. And I have seen these vulnerabilities internally for years, which caused myself to walk away, and many others have walked away as well. They may not be Fox News contributors, but I am not the only one. And I think this individual, this ASAC, who got in front of the media and said definitively, this was not a terrorist attack, that is so damaging for the FBI. It absolutely...
I thought they were making a lot of speculations way too fast, bro. They haven't even collected a ton of evidence yet, and they were already speaking out. It's just like they're programmed to do that. Why do they just run out automatically and say, it's not this, it's not this? You ain't even had a chance. It ain't even been a full 24 hours yet, and y'all are already trying to calm us down and say, it's not this, it's not this. This is the problem we have. It's a huge problem, bro.
Was a terrorist attack. And people are asking, do you think this individual is going to get fired? Will she get disciplined? In my opinion, not only will she not be disciplined or fired, under this current FBI leadership, she likely will get promoted. And it is baffling to us at the FBI. We would see individuals who made massive mistakes, and the FBI would actually promote them, Rachel. It was stunning.
Yeah. I mean, that's everywhere. We see that everywhere, every job anyway. So we ain't surprised that it happens at the FBI. We see that in our workforce on the lower level. What are you talking about?
And again, on to that note, Kneel Team 6 is what we refer to them. Those that knelt to the BLM protesters in the summer of 2020 in their ballistic FBI vests on official duty. That is inappropriate. It is unacceptable. You are not allowed to make any sort of, social statement. We were thinking that those individuals would get fired. Not only were they not fired, many of them were promoted to highly sought after positions, and the FBI Agents Association offered them $100 gift cards.
Well, Kash Patel is getting into the FBI. Hopefully, he's going to be confirmed. And the question, of course, is whether he'll be able to change that culture and how soon he'll be able to turn it around. That is really the question at hand. Really fast, can you just tell us if you think that's possible?
I have faith. I want to believe that the FBI will be made great again, but it will take a major shift. Cultural shift, hiring. You've got to hire people based on meritocracy, promotions based on meritocracy, and nothing else. And you've got to shift the priorities to protecting the American people. If your agenda is to push your social and political agenda, then you need to be removed.
Nicole Parker, so great to have you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
I'm Steve Ducey.
With everything going on, this is the wrong time for us to have cracks and chinks in our armor, bro. But it's so exposed right now. It's so exposed. From the drones to this situation to everything that's going on, bro. We look bad. We look weak. And I wish I knew the answers. But this is bad.